Hi
Brother!
again, guys. Hey, we're back again on Friday.
Yeah.
How's your done on Fridays? How is everyone doing? We hope you're back again for part two because we didn't finish the last parts of last time where we had to jump onto the code, but then we just go through the cloud stuff. Again, we get the same guest, Fanie. How are you doing, Fanie?
No, thank you very much, my brother. Today we are on time. Everything is on point. I'm very happy. I'm using the most powerful machine on earth.
Powerful on earth. Okay, I like the excitement, eh? I like the
Hmm.
excitement. Yes. For can you just like run a recap on just a quick summary on what we did
Hmm.
last week and what we're gonna do today, if you don't mind, for our listeners.
So, okay, last week, remember what we did? We just introduced a little bit theory of Azure. We covered basics, what is Azure and why it's so important. And the next thing that we did, we jumped into some of their services. The service that we used was web application service, and then again, the other one we used an SQL database, and we created a server, and then we created a database. So today, now what we're going to do now is a practical side of things where now we will. I didn't cover the thing database first. Remember, we're using database first. We
Yes,
cover the
yes.
theory, then we are going to look into the practical. But we're not going to go deeper into the database first. We'll just use the one that is automatically created. Then future sessions, then we'll cover more the database first and code first.
Oh, cool,
Thank
cool.
you.
So, well, let's just. I feel like let's just not waste any time. Let's just jump right into it. And what kind of application are we gonna be doing today? If you don't mind, running through that.
Okay, so it's just a simple application. What we're gonna use is it just record name and surname, and
Okay.
then we are going to create a simple SQL script, create the table because the database is already existing. Then we are going to take that database or table and connect it to our MVC application.
Okay. Okay. Well, I keeping it nice and simple, because remember there are also beginners on our channel, so we want to make sure that everyone gets doesn't get left behind. So I like the fact that it's just a simple application. Maybe I'll learn something. Who knows? So let's
Okay,
just jump right
perfect.
into it.
So for the sake of time, then I've already opened my SQL Studio, my Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So you just like to open, you just need to download it. Then we'll just do. There are a lot of articles and videos on YouTube that you can go on to how to download it. It's free, and it's totally free. So for me, I'm already installed it and already open it for the sake of time. So then when you open it for the first time, then this is the screen that will take you. I've already set for the thing. So we have two types of the way you will access your server. You will access using window authentication, which is your actual setup. When I set it up, this SQL, I set it up as more Windows authentication. So it means it doesn't require me to enter username or password. But the same platform that I have installed or the software, then I can be able to use the server, the external, like on ours. So remember, last week we have created a server in the database. Then now we
Mhm.
want to create a table within that server. And this software, it's one of the methods that you can use to create a table. Later into the session, then we'll show you how do you even can create a table or manipulate a table or your SQL or your database on the cloud or on Azure itself. So for us, we are going to use because Azure, the server, it's secured. It has a username and it has a password. If you go to our previous part one, then you will see how you create that. So for me, I've already created. Then I'm going to go to our server. So why I'm going to our server? So if I click here on the window authentication, then you have a lot of options that you can choose from. For us, we are going to choose SQL Server Authentication. For you to be able to provide the username and password, you need to provide a URL where your database or a URL of a server that you want to access. And that server to access it, it's secured. Then we need to go to our Azure. We want what? The SQL server URL. And then after that, remember, you have to remember your password and username. So we will go our server. If you check in, this is the portal. When I log in, this is the screen that I get the most frequent services that I'm using. So now I'm going to the last week. Remember, we created a server or a database called SQL database. Then within this database, you will be able to access your server. So I'm going to click this demo inspired, which is my SQL database.
Okay.
I click it. Then if you go into it, what you will see here, you see here's a server name. Then my server name is a URL. It means like this is the URL that you use to access the server. So I'm going to copy it. Azure, it's so wonderful because if you check it at the end, it has a copy to clip icon. Then I'll just click it. Then after clicking it, then I'm going to my SQL Management Studio. Then here I will remove this URL, which was the desktop one. Then I will enter the Azure one. Then now you might be forgot your admin that you have used, but the password they don't show you. You have to remember it. But your admin username you can be able to see again on Azure. So if I click it on the same settings of the database, there is where wrote connection string. I am going to click this connection string. Then here I will see it will give me my connection string. Then the one that I'm interested is the user ID. Then the user ID, it's a Inspire admin. Then the password is hidden. So you have to keep it somewhere and or write it somewhere. So I'm copying it. Then I'm going back to my SQL Servers Management Studio. Then I click, I paste it. Then I will put my password, which is I created last week. Then I click connect. So then it taking me through now what? Inside my database.
Okay. Okay. So now you're accessing a database that's running on the cloud on your local
Yes.
machine right now.
Yes, 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 yes. No, sorry, not my database, my server, and the
Oh,
server
your
will have
server. Okay.
the database. Sorry for
Okay.
that.
Okay. That's really
Then
cool.
this is the setting. If you check it on the left side, then you have databases. Then, sorry, this one I've already created. No, it was already created. On
Okay.
when we were creating our server, we had to create our database, which is it match the name that is
Oh,
here. If you check it here, initial demo inspired, which is the name of a database. Even if you
oh,
check it on our service there, you will saw that that's the name of a database. So it's already created. But now, what are the things that we need to create? Remember, now we are dealing with a relational database management system, and which is that's where now you manipulate your data or your database. And we know that a database is made up of what? A relational database is made up of tables. So
table.
now
Yes.
if we click it on this database, we click, we open it as a folder. Then we want to check in the folder of our database. So we want to expand it. At the moment it was already created. I will just delete it. Sorry for that. But I will
Oh,
recreate it again.
so there's a table already existing. You just add another one after
Yes,
it.
yes, 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 yes. So I just like practicing before this session.
That's always nice.
Uh-huh. So I'll just delete it, drop it. Not deleting, we just drop
Yeah.
it.
I was about to say that because when you're speaking about talking about databases, like there's certain terminologies that people use when you're talking about databases. We don't
Hmm.
use words like delete. Delete means something else on SQL. So we already just
Hmm.
say drop.
Yeah, delete it mean you delete the records,
Yes.
not the actual database or the thing. So now it is deleted. We have to create it from scratch. So now we will create our new query.
Okay.
So I'm just going to use it. So if you check it up here, it's select to say like this query is under this database. There is a default database called master. If you are not careful, your query will be created under master. So you need to be careful of that. Most of people make mistake of that where he will create a table under master. So to do that, make sure that you select your database.
Okay.
Because now when you connect it into your application, you might experience problem where you don't see your tables. So what I'm going to use, I'll say create table. I'm not going to dive deep person into this because the purpose is not to go deeper into the SQL. We will have a session for it, or you have already covered. So here, what we do, I'm saying create a table. It's just simple few English. Then the table call a person. Then I'm going to give it its attributes, data type. Then I'll say ID. Every record in a
Uh,
table it is to be uniquely identified. So I'll
sorry
call
there,
it
Fanie.
integer
Uh,
primary
can
key.
can you increase the
Uh-huh.
font size? The font size. Can you increase the font size there?
Okay, let me increase it here. It's
Oh,
better.
too big. It's it's too big. It's a little
Uh,
bit too big. Let's see. Yeah, that should do. Thank you.
Okay,
Really,
so
really
yeah,
nice.
then identity it mean like I want my primary key to keep on increasing itself by start to one and increase by one. Then I will go to first name. Don't stress most about it. We will do a session here. We just want to show you that how do you use the database first. Then I can say max. Uh,
Mhm.
then
So
last
so
name.
basically, like these are our fields within the table. These are our fields.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, then I've scripted my table. This is what the table that I want. Then I will highlight it and then click execute. Then it will tell you command completed successfully. Then if there's an error, then it will tell you. Then now we have created our database. Remember, like Facebook, it can't show you their database. You have to create an application that is easily used, or
Okay.
Microsoft, or it won't show you that. You have to create a usable friendly channel for the users. So now we will use MVC. Then you will open your Visual Studio recommended. Make sure that you put the latest one so you can enjoy the services that or the integration
Cool.
that Microsoft it keep on doing. So I've clicked create new project. Then here I will just search MVC. Say what I'm doing. I'm not doing the APIs or what I am doing an application. Then this is it. I click it. It's a C sharp. Remember, make sure that you click C sharp. You see this one is a VB.
Visual Basics. Yeah, that's like an
Uh-huh.
old language from Microsoft, eh?
Ah.
Wait, are we? Are we using .NET Core? Oh, we're using framework here. Oh, .NET framework.
No, no, I'm
Okay.
using a framework. I'm not using
Okay.
the core.
Okay. I
Perfect.
just, I just, I just had to, check that because a core and framework are a little bit different than the same, but then, just in my
Yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. We are not building API. That's what I'm saying. We are not building the APIs.
Okay.
So yeah, then I click it. I'm just going to go through fast. Then I name it Inspired SA app. Yeah, then I store it on my desktop. Project, okay, create. Then I choose it. I'm not going to be interested in authentication. I just select as it is MVC, not web forms. I hope you have covered. I'll just go through as fast as possible.
Yeah, we've covered how to create an application. Then most of our viewers know how to do this. And if you don't, go back to our earlier episodes. All of the stuff is
Okay,
there.
perfect. Then let's wait our project to be created. So then while it's still loading, then the next thing that we're going to do now, we are going to create a folder called data, which is it where our data classes will sit. And
Oh,
for now, what I like about, I was arguing with one of my friends, he said like, .NET is for lazy people. I said .NET is understand productivity, always on the money. So
we don't
we
have
will
time.
automatically create those. Why do you have to write everything from scratch while you have all these available nice features there that you can use to automate your things. Sorry, let me start.
Because a lot of people
So,
like sleep on .NET has a lot of libraries. Like it's just an umbrella. It's not like I wouldn't even call .NET a framework because it's an entire
mm,
ecosystem with
mm,
thousands and thousands, if not like millions of libraries available.
millions, if
Millions of
it's not.
libraries. It's a lot. It's a lot of libraries available there.
So, okay, then I will click my solution, my project. Then I want to create a folder. Then I'll click my solution, add a folder. Then I say data. So it's where my classes and my entities will be situated. I'm not going code first. You will have to build those classes that you will see being
Yes,
created
yes, yes.
automatically.
Yeah, normally it would be like that on code first. And and
So
and
then I
and,
will
and
click. Mm,
and
mm,
I'm
mm,
happy and I'm happy I'm learning this because normally I'm a code first person, I haven't done that
mm.
database first. So this is like a learning
Mm.
curve for me. I'm like learning.
True, true, true. So if the database is already existing, it means you have to use this approach, which is most of case you will get project like that. So then I will click now. I want to add my data. I go back here. I right click. Then I click add. I click new item. Then I click here. It is. It give you options. We want to deal with data. Then I'm going to click ADO.NET entity model. Then we'll call this one inspired uh, entity.
Wow.
Following.
Yeah, I'm following. This is groundbreaking. This
Then
is ground.
it gives you all options. You build your design. Then we are interested here. Code first from the database. Then you click it here. Then you
Okay.
say next. But this option is only available in the entity framework version 6. That's why I'm saying like it's better to keep on using the latest Visual Studios. Then here now what happened? The connection string is not available. I should have shown you. It's not available. It will be created automatically here. So would you like for me to go back and show you that the connection is not there, but
Yeah, let's just do it. The best way you know how, fam. The best way you know how. But
okay,
yeah,
because now it will create a connection string, which is a very sensitive thing. For code first, you have to build your own connection string. So
yo,
here you come on the web config. There is no connection string at the moment. So
got
it
it.
means when we are automatically bringing our database, then the connection string will be, we check it here, up here, under
Mhm.
system web, then we'll click add. We'll just repeat the same step. Data inspired entity. You can name it anything. You can say it's a context or anything.
Yeah, because like I'm happy you mentioned context because normally when I'm using code first, I just
You will
tables are
say a
called
context.
yeah, I would say context and then the tables would be DP sets. So yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You call it context, you call it it's the same thing. So it's our
okay.
context.
Also, it's just a naming convention basically.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Then I click next. Then I click connection string is not existing. We're building it and we'll create it from our thing. Then here it come. We'll repeat the same steps that you have done in our SQL Management Studio. Let me go to the database. I'm going here. Then I copy
The server
the
name.
server name. Then I will copy the username. Then I will enter my password. Uh, then the database will show. Here's the database it has shown.
Okay. Because
Then I
the
click it.
connection strings is connected to the server on Azure now, so the database is
Yeah.
there showing.
So
Okay.
I'm connected to the thing, then I'm indicating. Then all these steps that we were doing, it will create a connection string for us. Then we click it here. We say okay.
I guess it's generating the connection string right now.
Then it's generated, and you want to include the sensitive. Usually, code first people they even include sensitive information, but it will hide the password here. Then
Okay.
now I will click next. Then it indicates to say like that option of database code first from the database. Then so here is the tricky part. You will get confused if the tables are not showing. You have made a mistake here.
On your queries. Oh,
Here.
okay.
So you might have created your table under master. So you just have to come here, click here, and then create it, and then repeat the step. So here our table is here. Then we will click, select it, then we finish. Then all this database code first will be created for you. Then after it's been created, then you can, if you are your code first person, then you can start to do your magic. Then this is the magic. Those classes are generated themselves. Yes.
Whoa. Scaffolded.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Look at the DP sets. Look at the DP sets there. Okay, this
Everything
is nice.
generated for you.
Wow, this is very nice. This is very nice.
Yeah. So if you find project like you find project that are already having database, it means you don't have to write the classes from scratch. You just take that database, connect it, generate classes, then you can manipulate with your first code migration things
Yeah, yeah,
code.
obviously, yeah.
Then you come here, then this is the connection string. So I won't go back because it has my password. So this is the connection string. It's already generated for you. Then it means we are done. So what we will do here, we'll create our controller. So I wanted to check something. There's something wonderful that I saw here. You saw our table, we call it person.
Yes.
But check it when we create because most of the time controllers it handle things based on section or themes. I want you to check here when we create. So before you do that, but let me do it so they can see. It will refuse to create a controller because
Why?
I didn't rebuild. Then I click it here, controller. Then I want to build the controller from my database, which is the best worst approach. Don't do it, especially if you are running a code first. You want to change only a view, then now
Yes.
you have to change the data. Then you have to update your whole classes. So you have to separate where you have your own model view. Then here I click, I add. So check it here. When I click, it say person. But then the controller look, it changed it to people.
Whoa. Okay, why is that?
So it take a plural, it put it more
Oh,
into singular to plural. Because
whoa.
remember, a controller, it's like you might say team, but it will say teams. A player, it will have to put it as teams.
Oh, okay, okay. Wow. Actually, I remember, like, that's the name of convention. I remember one of my projects, you can't just put in plural or singular. You have to, like, there's a specific format. I feel like an approach. And then I'm actually glad for that .NET has implemented this on their libraries and then their features
Mhm.
automatically.
You see. So then now I click add. It might not create it and tell me I didn't rebuild. Or did I rebuild?
Yeah, I never saw you build.
Yeah, I said then that's why it will complain. So don't panic.
Go to a packet manager console or something.
Because a person might take days without understanding what they just need to rebuild. I remember when I was still doing my things, it took me 3 hours to just try to solve that error. It was not just to rebuild.
Just imagine, and then the worst part, you close the program, and then you come back and it's running again. You're like, "How? What happened?"
What
Only to find that,
happened? Aha,
only
that's
to
the
find that
fun
the project
part.
killed it.
Then the controller, just to repeat the same thing. I just wanted to do that because I usually make that mistake a lot. So
Okay.
things that I emphasize because I make them, and now it's scaffolding. Then our program is done. Our database first approach will be done. So what we might need to do is just to go into our. Uh, Let me just go to our layout. So to cater for the controller that you just entered. So I'll just copy this and then people. Yeah. And I say, uh, so yeah. Then we can run. So what we can do is now I've created all my classes, I've created everything. The database is connected to my application. What is needed just to deploy it? So there are two ways that you can pull your profile. And now what we'll use, there are two ways within the Visual Studio. From 2015 or from 2017, they started to integrate Azure. So
Yeah,
like
I
you
noticed
don't need
that.
to go to Azure to download your profile.
Or to deploy. I can deploy directly on Visual Studio.
Yes. Then you will click to your project, you say publish. Then it will ask me, what do you need? Then you can import a profile, you go there, you download it, import it. But it might be a process. You just need to
Yeah.
click Azure. Then which how you will deploy, I use app services. Then if now this is my tenant, then
It's
it
the
will pull
non-classical
all
one.
my resources. Then I click it here. Then the one, remember, that we want is demo, inspire demo one. Then for last week it was inspire demo, but then because I had to do it again today to make sure that I prepare for the session, I name it the demo one. It's just simple to prepare. Then you say finish.
I like how everything is integrated into one place. Like remember, as you said, like back in the day, you had to download your profile locally, and then import, and then
Hmm.
push again. That was a hassle, and then now Microsoft just made everything centralized.
Everything is, and you know what the one part is, you will see this one, you saw how I incorporated the database. I don't even have to worry about connection string.
Yeah.
Previously the greatest worry that I will have is the connection string, but
Oh,
now you enter aggregate, you'll just see I just publish then everything. I don't like this approach. I like it because I'm no longer touching a connection string. If you do a code first, you just have to be emotionally ready to spend a day just to make sure that you configure your connection string well. And now Microsoft, it has this funny thing that it developed where now you have to manually put a connection string on Azure, then come back to your application and put the connection string to match.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. No, like normal, like most of the time, it'd be like that when you're deploying your application, But then
Yeah.
it depends on our approach you're using. Sometimes when you're using entity framework for code first, your database
Mm,
becomes attached, right? So you don't have to deploy your database separately with the application. So
mm,
everything just gets deployed as a bundle goes up, and then it just runs.
mm. So now, yeah, we have published it. Then, yeah,
Oh, this like I can't believe we have an app up and running in just under like 15 minutes. This is like something. Like think about it. It's just so amazing how quickly it is and
yeah,
how easy it is to create an application. Literally, anyone can do
yeah,
this at home. Anyone.
true. So then now here is this. We'll click our people. Then it will display our index.
Homepage.
Hmm.
And for those who have forgotten what's going on, and this is the default MVC template that comes with the program, the
Mhm.
default one. And then here's Fanie's homepage.
So yeah,
Capturing first name and last name. Now, a simple form,
then
a simple form.
yeah, perfect. Let's say an intro create.
Okay. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Like, okay, here's another one. Let's see.
The territory.
Yeah, this is nice. That's cool.
Then it's
So like,
created.
oh, like one thing I like here, like I'm sorry to cut you. One thing I like about here, it already comes with read, write, and edit actions already created for you. You don't have to do anything intense. There's edits, there's
True.
details, there's deletes. So the cut operations are already there without you having to configure nothing.
That's what I like about the thing.
Oh, This is groundbreaking. This is what I'm saying. Anyone can do this even at home. Literally, like because most people mess up their CRUD operations. I have to go to the
Mm,
controller and manually do that. But now I knew nothing about code like database first, but then now I'm like, whoa, look at this. I don't have to worry about delete actions. All of that comes with entity
mhm,
framework automatically
mhm,
scaffolded. This
mhm.
saves a lot of time.
Perfect productivity demos, especially for demos. The purpose it's like for demos. Don't do that with a real project, because remember now you'll have to separate it. Where you will
Yeah.
have your model view, where you build your views using. Like I would want us to do that thing, that session where like even if it's 30 minutes, where we talk about like why the model view layer is very important. So yeah, then now you see our thing is created. What I'll do is like I'll go back to my thing then to check if I'll say select all column from person.
Person, yes. Writing SQL scripts. Look at you becoming a database person.
Yeah. Then here's Tori. So the reason why I'm doing this, I want to go back to the thing to Azure, and there is an editor there that you can use. So we click it here, we go back. Then remember this is our database. So
Mhm.
you check it up here. So the Power Ninjas, you see, like now Azure it has the Power Platform services that you can integrate with your application, your
And it's
database.
still on preview also.
Yeah.
Nice.
So now we want this one, Query Editor. So what it does, Query Editor is similar as this query. So we are going to edit Fanie to another name. So then we'll come here. You click it to, you open the database. You go on your left. Let me go back. You can see. Uh, Here is the database, SQL database. I click it here. Then there is this query editor. You click it here. Then it will require me to enter my password. So the other thing is most of the things that we might do it uh, within a workplace, and then you find out like it doesn't allow you to connect to the server. So it's because of the firewall. Like for
Oh,
me, even here at campus, now I'm using the university infrastructure. It doesn't allow me to connect to this server. I had to use my own data. So I'm using my cell phone as to provide the internet, because the network of the campus, it doesn't allow me to connect. There's a firewall issue. So then now I've clicked here. I say select all from person.
I like the intelligence there. It actually tells you, hey,
It
what
picks
you're
up.
typing exists. It picked it up.
Then
And this
here
and
it is. Here's story. Here's
and mind
funny
you guys,
story.
this is all done in Azure. For me, this is the first. I didn't know you can execute queries inside
You
of
can
Azure. Wow, this is
update person. Uh, so set. Uh, let's say first name. Then where ID is equals to 1. So I'm checking funny. Then let's check it into our application. You see, it changed.
oh, this is and this is great because you can literally go into your production websites and go execute queries. You're not having to pull the code first
Mhm.
locally, execute on your ID and then push it back up. You can literally do it on the same place that's like Azure. This is
Mhm.
amazing.
Because
Wow.
sometimes, let's say you have a laptop, you're a friend, and then they say, like, hey, database crashed. You find that, like, there's a none somewhere. Maybe when you push the code to production, there was a mistake
Mhm.
that was. made, and then now what is recorded in a particular field is null. And then if it's null, remember when you search, you'll find that like now it pick up null and the database, your system crash. And
Yeah,
then
casual.
you at the party, then you don't have your home PC. So it means you can just go log in on Azure and just fix that error.
Wow, that I did not know. I have to confess, I learned that today. They can execute SQL queries inside of Azure. Literally, like you can do this from anyone's machine. You don't have to have a powerful
Mhm.
machine. Literally, anyway. Wow,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Then these are the tables. You can create a table, say whatever that I've done that site, I can do it here. So the
So
other thing
basically,
that,
yeah.
uh,
Sorry, carry on.
so you no, no, you can ask because I'm going to move on to the other thing.
No, I'm saying this is amazing because literally here you have the entire SQL server running on Azure, and you have all the features that you would have
Mm,
locally. Like this is amazing.
mm. Perfect. So the other thing is that I want to demonstrate here. If you want to save your query, I didn't save it. So here's the other thing here. I'm still trying to learn it, but then I just look at it. Then you click Inspire here. So your website, you can edit on production, but then I don't know what was happening on my side. Then you click it here. I click it on the web service. Then if you check it on the left, it says still a preview. Then you go down. There's a thing called App Service Editor. You click it here.
Okay. Oh, still in the preview. I did not know about that feature.
Then you say go here. So it means you can edit your website too.
Oh, this I gotta see. So wait for it to load.
So it's still loading. You have console, you have your all. Then it come here. This is a source code. Then you
Whoa.
click it here.
What?
Here's your root. Aha. Then you come here. You click your views. Here's your
What?
people view.
No way.
You create. This is your
No
code.
way. No way. This is
Yeah.
wow. I feel like it's every day. Like every day whenever I watch a session on someone else's session using Azure,
Hmm.
I always learn something new. Like who knew Azure had can do
Yeah.
this? Like literally, what?
So I
Whoa!
see there's a Git here. It means you can connect it with your GitHub. So
I
whatever that you
see.
update here, it already even commit here. But I haven't played with all these services. Then there are a lot,
I'll
man.
I'll
Here's
definitely
the
check this one
open
out.
console. If you want to play with console, yeah, they keep on updating.
So the guys at Microsoft aren't sleeping. They're working
Yeah,
day and
the
night.
Azure guys. So
Oh,
yeah,
oh yeah.
so you might have to look at it. So last week I mentioned that previously you had to update your file on FileZilla. Sometimes you will load a picture here. You will load a picture, let's say on your content, but it's not shipped. So you can come and check it to say what file is missing compared to your thing at the thing. So you can see if a picture is missing here, and then you can drag and drop and then publish, then you can pick it up.
Oh, this is literally you can fix your application in production without having to put anything
Yeah,
locally.
yeah.
Wow. This is
So yeah,
um
that was it for today that I came up with, and we'll just look. It's very big, man. By the time we try to do fully this, it will be updated more than this.
oh
So yeah.
I'm literally mind blown. Like literally, this has been the most amazing 43 minutes of my week. Literally. I would always consider myself as an Azure person, but then like I'm always
Uh-huh.
learning new things. So like I'm learning
Mhm.
this now with on this session. I'm like, what? I didn't know this existed. I feel like every
Mhm.
time you go to Azure, there's something new coming, there's something new coming.
Yeah. You will just see always preview, 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 preview. This one I know why they created. It made so much job. You had to download this thing called FileZilla. It's a machine to just set it up. This one, it's a FileZilla
Oh,
free open source cross consists of like client and server. So you compare what is on client, it's compared to what is on server, what is on the machine, what is there. So just to set it up, it's a machine. Now, if you deploy it with this, because sometimes what happens, so if you don't host, this is the tricky part. If you don't host with Azure, you are forced to use this kind of things, this kind of system, or this kind
Whoa.
of softwares, because you'll host it with another provider. Then they host on their server that they keep on updating. So Microsoft on the other side, it keep on updating. Like now, even everything is more based on cloud.
Yeah,
They have
yes.
installed an ASP.NET. Now we are C Sharp 7, but the server of the other host, they still run C Sharp 5 because they can't keep up on it. So when you deploy certain service on that server, you will find that they are not running.
Wow. Like that's why I always like to deploy my applications inside containers because I want to make sure it runs everywhere, literally. You know,
Yeah. So yeah,
this is nice. This is really nice. This is like these are our views, razor syntax. This is really nice. And
everything you can write your code here.
literally without having to pull anything. Look, that's the best part about this. Literally, you will debug in production. You know,
Mhm.
have you heard the developers always like making jokes about
Mm.
debugging in production? Like now I understand what they mean. Now I truly understand what they mean, like debugging in production.
True.
Literally. Wow. And
Yeah.
if you make changes there, do these changes get updated in real time on the website?
So I tried last time when you did, when I used to do that, it used to work. I don't know now what might be the issue. Let's
Okay.
try. But as I said, like we'll just do a session, fully a session for it where we go through it, to study it. But last time I used it, it was working. So we just have to look at it and do this session, like a session just strictly focus on how do you use an app service editor to the fullest.
But hey, like remember, this is still under preview. So hey, preview
Yeah.
means
So they still, yeah.
let's see.
Let's check. I tried to check it. Maybe it has updated it because it saved it because it's the code that is on production.
Yeah, let's just see. It's still
Hmm.
loading. But it's still under preview, so let's not expect a lot. Still under preview.
Yeah.
Wow, it worked.
No, it worked. Before this, I tried, it didn't. So now here it is. It has changed the code inspired.
Debugging production.
Aha.
Wow, this has been a truly a lovely session. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Wow, we we
So it
we
changed.
we
Then
we
this you
learned.
can change it, write whatever that you write. Yeah.
Of course. We learned how to approach the database first approach when creating applications, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of scaffolding that will save you a
Mm-hmm.
ton of debugging hours, trial and error, trying to create
Mm-hmm.
connection strings manually, and then now
Mm-hmm.
we I learned so much in Azure in under like 2 minutes. I was like,
Yeah.
whew. That's especially this feature. There's two features I'm not gonna forget. This one where you can edit your code in
Mm-hmm.
production and go write
Mm-hmm.
SQL queries inside of Azure. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like people should really go and look into that. And and
Mm-hmm.
and, and the best part is still under preview, so there'll always be new things coming out. Don't like
Mm-hmm.
probably the next time you come in there, there's going to be more features. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
this
yeah,
is
it offers some feature. Like I love it. As I said, like a picture might not, you might try to publish it, but it might not go through. So now in this, you can just drag and drop and put it there, then it pick it up. Like here, you saw I change inspired, then it change it automatically.
yes.
It means once you put it, then it pick it up. Sometimes your URL you didn't configure it well. Instead of going opening your code and do that, you just go here, fix it, then.
Wow, yo, this has been a really informative session, eh? This
Uh-huh.
is, I'm definitely gonna go try this out. Eh? Let's see in the comment section. People are actually enjoying it, eh? People are just saying this is awesome content. And also, guys, for those who are having network problems, you can always rewatch the sessions. Probably your network because everything's running smooth on our side, and the best part's running
Mhm,
is on YouTube, so you can watch this at your own convenient time.
mhm.
And our viewers are saying hello. So many are saying hello, and
Uh-huh.
so people are enjoying this. I'm also enjoying this. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a lovely session, Fanie. We
Mhm.
would really love to have you on more sessions. Like whenever you can, just hit us up. The guys at Inspire say will
Yeah.
always be happy to have you.
Yeah, no, we'll just look the AI sessions. Like I like .NET, I wanted to ship for the thing, but to Power Platform, Power thing, but then I always go back to .NET. So now you don't know what I might join the team maybe. Like .NET, I just like .NET. Even the AI, I want to implement it in Friday, .NET Friday.
You can, as long as it's work related content, you can. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like people don't really like are sleeping on .NET. They don't really realize how. That's why I said that .NET is more of an ecosystem than a framework. You know, it's
True,
there's
true,
a
true,
lot of
true,
moving parts inside of .NET that would literally help your development
true,
much way smoother. You know,
true,
you know. Anyways, any last words, Funny, for your our viewers? This has been a lovely
true.
session. I'm truly inspired. As the channel say, inspire say. So any last words?
Cool stuff.
Any
No,
last words for
yeah.
your viewers?
No, if there is no any question, then yeah, I am happy.
Well, I guess we just have to stop it here for today and just go practice. What I'm going to do then the next time I'm going to do right after the session, because I have a couple of services running on Azure. I'm going to go try the app editor preview feature there. That's the one I want to
Mm-hmm.
go check it out and see how it works. And then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, guys, thank you for attending, and we really appreciate it because some of y'all are coming back tired from work, from wherever. We really appreciate the support. The subscribers
Mm-hmm.
are growing. You can always reach us on all on our social platforms, just Twitter at
Mm-hmm.
Inspire SA. If you want to have us on a session, you can also can, because I know a lot of people want to jump into our channel, but they don't know how to reach us. You can literally reach us
Mm-hmm.
on Inspire SA on Twitter. You'll find us there. Just give us a DM or comment on our post. Who one of our teams who handles the social media platforms will get back to you and we'll have you on the show. Literally anyone can come here on the show. If you know your stuff, just well, it's all about learning here because I'm a developer myself, but then I always find myself learning new things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always finding myself learning new things. Yeah. So yeah, guess we'll see you guys next week
Thank
probably.
you. Sharp
Thank you
brother.
so much.
Nice session. Cool.
Short. Oh, that was a dope session, bro. This is